Hello, I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but I'm also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today's video is which moisturizers are best for dark marks. Now, as you know, with skin of color, one scratch, one bite, or one burn, and we hyperpigment because our melanocytes are larger. Those are cells that produce the pigment melanin. So any form of irritation or inflammation can trigger those cells and lead to hyperpigmentation. So we have to be very careful. So on one side, we need to hydrate the skin and create a healing environment for the skin. On the other side, we need to use safe tyrosinase inhibitors that don't irritate the skin. And also we need to sidestep any other potential irritants when it comes to skincare. So that's why today's video is so important, because actually hyperpigmentation tends to be one of our main issues. We tend to age very well, fine lines tend to happen later for us, but actually hyperpigmentation can happen from a young age, from chickenpox, from acne, from bacne, etc. And so that's why I want to tackle today's issue. Today we're going to be talking about the different types of pigmentation, the best moisturizers, and also different parts of the world. If you aren't able to get products that are available in the UK, for example, you're going to have access to other products I'll be discussing in today's video. As you know, none of my videos have ever been sponsored. They will never be sponsored. So all product recommendations I give you come down from the INCI list and from evidence-based information. If that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget I'm in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single video. So please, when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm here, so you can come and ask me your questions. If that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up. Let's dive right in. So let's start off with my key criteria when it comes to moisturizers for dark marks. So number one, starting off with a fatty, nail-safe moisturizer. So if you have normal to dry skin, you want to be opting for a fatty moisturizer, so one that feels like butter on the skin. The reason is that you want to reduce transepidermal water loss. You want to lock water into the skin, prevent it evaporating from the skin. Because water evaporating from the skin means that enzymes aren't functioning correctly and you're not going to get maximum benefit from any actives that you put on the skin. So we want to opt for a fatty moisturizer when you have normal to dry skin. Number two, you want to make sure it's nail safe. That means no denatured alcohol, which can dry the skin, no fragrance, which can lead to contact dermatitis, or essential oils, which can sensitize the skin. So we're already dealing with skin that's hyperpigmented, and so remember I said I don't want you to put anything onto the skin that can irritate the skin or aggravate the skin. That's why if you have dark marks, it's even more important that you use fragrance-free products. The next important thing for you to use actually is humectants. So humectants such as glycerin or sodium hyaluronate basically acts like a water magnet. So it attracts water molecules to it and locks it in the skin. Again, creating a nice hydrated healing environment for enzymes and proteins to function. The next thing is anti-inflammatories. So we're already dealing with skin that's been traumatized one way or the other. And so we want to be using things like Centella asiatica, green tea extract, allantoin, panthenol in order to soothe the skin and calm the skin. If you are looking for that A+ moisturizer, then we want to use UV stable tyrosinase inhibitors. So things like licorice root extract, for example, basically will help to calm down the melanocytes, help to bring them back to normal while UV is hitting the skin. The next thing that's important really is ceramides. Now, skin of color have less ceramides than Caucasian skin, and so this can lead to drier, duller skin. Now, with hyperpigmentation, you actually want to do the exact opposite. We are trying to create that hydrated healing environment, which is why we want to add ceramides into our moisturizer, which is more important actually when you have skin of color than even when you have Caucasian skin. And just as an additional benefit is peptides. So if anti-aging is something that is important to you, then really, if you can get some peptides into your moisturizer at the correct percentages, you are going to see additional benefits. And I really am all about the additional benefits and making sure we get enough actives into every product so you don't have to sit there layering skincare. We want to make it as quick, as simple as possible. If you're like me and you've got children, you just don't have any time. You know, it's hard to do lots and lots of layering. So try and get as much into your moisturizer as possible, because we all moisturize. Okay, so I've written down a list. That's why I'm looking down below, by the way. So basically, not all moisturizers are the same, and I'm going to be going through the ones on the market, the ones that I like, why I like them, and whether you should purchase them or not based on your skin type. So starting off with the cheapest that you can buy by the bucket load, and that's Cera-Pep. It's a safe, simple, fatty moisturizer. So if that's what you're looking for and you really don't want the bells and whistles, this is the product for you. It's the cheapest option. It's available in bulk, you know, great, safe for children to use as well. The first ingredient in it is paraffin, which is an occlusive, so traps water in the skin. It's great for dry skin as well, and you can use from babies to adults. So this is the one that I'm happy for you to use as a family, because it's not one that you're putting your fingers into. So it's a pump one, so there's no contamination or cross-contamination. So if you're just looking for a moisturizer to put in the family bathroom and everyone can just use it, slap it on, you know, head to toe, from baby to adult, Cera-Pep is the one for you. The next one is CeraVe. Now CeraVe is a thicker cream, it's a thinner cream than Cera-Pep. Because water is the first ingredient. And now it's also got glycerin, which is a humectant. It's got some great emollients. It's got cetyl alcohol, which is a good alcohol, petrolatum, silicones. It's got ceramides in it, and it's safe, so no denatured alcohol, no fragrance, no essential oils. The negatives of CeraVe is the packaging. So it doesn't come in an airless pump. It comes as a tub, and even the ones with the pump have air around the ceramides. And ceramides are they oxidize quickly and they are unstable. So actually, when you are manufacturing with ceramides, or you want to buy a product with ceramides, try and find one that has airless packaging. Honestly, it's more expensive. As you know, I manufacture my own products, and it's about 3 times the price for me to purchase. So for example, with our Cera-Pep Brightening Moisturiser, it's peptides and ceramides in here, and it costs about 3 times as much in order to get this airless pump. You need to think about the finances of it. So for example, when you sell over the counter, they are already taking 40% cut. And so financially it's very difficult to, you know, opt for the more expensive packaging. I'm very lucky that I get to sell directly to you and there is no middleman. And so actually I get to put, you know, money into ingredients and packaging. But it's not the case for everybody. The other negatives with CeraVe, I'd say, is that it has no UV stable tyrosinase inhibitors, so it's not really going to help with any pigmentation, and there aren't any peptides in it either, so it's not really going to, you know, those are bells and whistles. But it's a good option, it's cheap, and the texture is soothing. So I do like the product, it's just not the best on the market. Moving on to a product that I love, and this is the Drunk Elephant Protini. I think they've done an excellent job with this product. It contains emollients, humectants, peptides, and it's an airless packaging. So well done. It's NAF safe, no denatured alcohol, fragrance, or essential oils. They've got a lot right with this product, and I approve of it. The only thing that I probably would add is when I use it, it can sting the skin a little bit, and I would just say it's missing the anti-inflammatories. So that would, I think, help the product. But also if they had tyrosinase inhibitors and ceramides in it too, I think it would just elevate the product to another level. But it's one of my favorite on the market at the moment. Moving on to one of my favorite brands, which is Paula's Choice, the Barrier Repair Moisturizer. So again, it's NAF safe. She's used retinol 0.01%, which is a tyrosinase inhibitor and an antioxidant, which is great. She's used licorice root extract, which is a UV stable tyrosinase inhibitor, which we discussed earlier. It's in an airless pump, so obviously Paula's done a very good job with this one. It's also got peptides and ceramides in it, so excellent, and humectants and emollients. So I love the way Paula formulates. I do feel like we're very similar formulators in the way that we think. You'll see a lot of similarities between both of us just because we've added in so much. There's no sort of hero ingredient. Usually with 95% of skincare brands, you will see, you know, the top 3 ingredients, and those will be the only 3 key actives in a product. Whereas Paula's Choice is one of the very, very few where I can see she thinks similar to the way I think, and really loads every product to the maximum and there is no real hero ingredient because there are just so many heroes in the product. So this product I absolutely love and would purchase and would highly recommend, and is non-sponsored. If you live in India, I do like the Calm 3% plus oat moisturizer with anti-inflammatories. If you live in South Africa, I like 5% black ginseng plus ATP daily moisturizer. And if you live anywhere in the world, you have access to our Cera-Pep Brightening Moisturiser. So this is the Dr. Vanita Rattan Cera-Pep Brightening Moisturiser. It's the one that I use. Good for normal to dry skin, and it's great for hyperpigmentation. So let me go through it. So it's a NAF-safe fatty moisturizer, of course, but in it I've also put in peptides, ceramides, tyrosinase inhibitors, and I also included derm stem. So that's our trademarked complex, stem cell vitamin complex, which goes into the dermis to stimulate collagen. In it, of course, we already have anti-inflammatories, we have humectants, we've got antioxidants. I put in niacinamide, licorice root extract. So it does have a lot. It's of course in an airless pump to make sure that everything is stabilized. And you can use this one morning and night. So this is part of the Dr. V daily range. So my own skincare routine available from my website, skincarebydrv.com. Moving on to what happens if you have oily, acne prone skin, because a lot of these creams that I've discussed today are not going to work well for you. You would need a gel moisturizer that contains all the tyrosinase inhibitors in it. So this is basically the PM gel moisturizer, part of our Trio Blemish range. And in it, I've basically put in alpha arbutin, so that helps with the pigmentation. I put in 2 forms of vitamin C, sodium ascorbate phosphate and tetrahexyl ascorbate. Of course, niacinamide is in here, plus retinol and retinaldehyde, plus green tea extract, so anti-inflammatories and ceramides. So we did really put a lot into Trio Blemish. So just to show you what it looks like. So again, it comes in airless packaging. It's a gel. So airless packaging means that it's all protected. And this is great if you have oily, acne prone skin, or you live in a hot country and you're sweating a lot. It's very soothing to the skin and will help with your hyperpigmentation as well. Don't forget, I am in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single video. So I can't wait to hear your comments below. Take care. Bye.